Okay, we're back on the mini lathe. We're making couplers. I got 6 feet of tubing. I'll take this over on the drill press. Chamfer both ends. And that's one piece complete. So we'll turn it off. I gotta get my distances set up after that's my first one. So once I get all my distances set, see my net. These first couple ones will be a little slow because of the process. See, I need to shorten up my reamer. And I can't do that, so I gotta take it off the end. Now I need a shorter reamer. Let me find a shorter reamer. So we put it on double duty and got it checking screw threads, because the first one of these I did was also in aluminum, and sometimes it didn't matter if you were using a metric or a imperial. It didn't matter if it was metric or imperial, it would fit. And I'll show you that in just a second here also. I can't leave one unfinished. I got off my routine, my brush is where it was supposed to be, that's nice. Come on, get in there. I just need one more. There you go. And that looks about right. Probably a tolerance of 50 thousandths on these as far as the length goes, distance of the yada yada. Not a real accurate piece of work. Okay, I gotta stop. I don't have to, but if I don't, I'll just keep on doing it. Okay, this is my my thread checker. Basically I drilled and tapped, all the way through, so I can just pull this halfway out and try a screw in that end. And on my original one, let me bring it out. My original one, I had on my imperials, I had my 30 seconds on the outside, and then I got all my metrics down here. So I need to make another one of these for my metric stuff. Now let me show you my first tool. It might take, well, I should be able to lay my hands right on it. See, I can't stop though. I'm going again, see me? I'm going again, it's going again. Tighten that up a little bit. Okay, twist out. That drop in just in the right spot. I really can't stop. Got noon here. Okay, this is the last one. 45. They were Deburr. Originally they weren't 45. They were just two parallel. Well, my buddy's wife decided it would be nice if they were opposing each other, which is a good idea. Okay, there goes a little. Okay, that one will have to be chamfered. And back the blade off. Get everything out of dodge. And I'll show you what the chamfering looks like. We simply have a little countersink here. And then I just throw it to the side. And it works a lot nicer if you're doing all that. You can do all those at the end. It goes a lot faster, it seems like. Let me find my original tool. No, that might be a problem. My original tool was this here. I got two screw-in transfer punches that would lay in there. And I would take my tubing and lay it in there and give it a whack, and it would give me a couple marks to drill in. And then I had two different size holes. Well, you can see the holes were starting to get watered out a little bit in this aluminum. And the problem with this was it was deforming the outside of the tubing. You can probably see that right here. So, like I said, one of the a subscriber or viewer came up with this new and improved version, and then I had this long piece of steel with nothing to do when I wasn't making couplers. Okay, so the mini lathe is still watching Steve Summers. I don't care, it was just fascinating. It was all get out to watch him take that, disassemble that building and put it back together. Yeah, that's the red lathe earning its keep. And if you want to do some comparisons, I would say that the headstock is on the headstock on the Pratt is bigger than my entire lathe on the red table. Not sponsored Pepsi, artificial sweetener. I wouldn't recommend it. Let's see here, just out of for cuddles and buddles. I I actually was going to buy a bed extension for this thing, and it would have. How much view do we have? It would have took this thing down to here. It would have added 10 inches. Actually, more like 11 usable inches. So we'll get all the way back here to the end of the chip guard, to the tip of the handle on the quill, on the tailstock. That's 29 and 7/16, 9/16. When I say 29 and 9/16. Okay. So we go from the back of the spindle so yeah, the mini lathe takes up this much room, so it was only slightly. You can't say it's larger than this. A better example would be that my quick change tool post is almost as big as my headstock. Well, that might be an exaggeration too. Yeah, you're going to learn that I'm just kind of full of shit. I'll say anything. Somebody gave me permission to. The chef that I used to work under said he'll say anything to anybody. Well, I was obligated at that point. I was about 5 months into sobriety and was after work, and he wants everybody to come to this bar and celebrate his birthday with him. Because he never called anybody at 4 in the morning describing the intersection he was at and asking how he could get home from there. He never disappeared from work for 4 or 5 days and came in handing out $100 bills to everybody to smooth things over. Never happened. Hell of a guy, hell of a chef. Just, you know. The hell was I talking about? Oh yeah. 4, 5, 6 months into sobriety, they keep bringing me these flavored waters were in at that time. Well, I should have had a clue when the Seagram's was the brand of the water. So we didn't count that as a fall from sobriety or anything. And I don't tout that. That was 1988, maybe. But here's a little something that I got, and I don't know if anybody, even people in the program, might not be familiar with this Camel. And so it's a Camel with a 24 on his hump. And the Camel can go 24 hours without a drink of water. But when he does finally have an opportunity to drink, he has to get on his knees. So I'm not going to preach any of this shit to you. I haven't been to an AA meeting in 30 years. So they probably have all kinds of new little sayings like that that I'm not privy to. There was one little catchphrase that they had was, if you're not the problem, there is no solution. And a buddy of mine at work, we worked together pretty closely unloading boxes all night, and was having marital problems, and you know, he kept bitching about his wife and, you know, what a bitch she was and this and that, and I, you know, I came out with, hey buddy, you know, if you're not the problem, there is no solution. And he bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and he's still married to her. And when things get a little uncomfortable for him, he never fails to mention that it's my fault that he's still married. But he's got a beautiful family and a beautiful wife, and you know. Okay, were we talking about machining? We're making something for clocks. Yeah, these little things I was making, they're, I used to have all this stuff at hand, but everything's changed with the new lathe. But they're like little spinners, they're like a clock face that might be, have some gaps in the design, and then there'd be a plate behind it with with clouds painted on it. And as it spun around, it looked like clouds are going through the sky, or bubbles were effervescing out of the glass of lemon lime cola, something like that. Okay. He also makes all kinds of custom clocks, clock faces. You can do your family, you can do your uncle's face, you can do a dartboard. I keep trying to get him to do a stare at dial indicator face, and just, you know, just spell the name wrong, and and let him go, you know, just sell them at the flea market for, you know, for $40 a shot. Okay. I guess that's it, man. I should. We're done. Done. Safe.